Really? Really? This is the third time this week. Are you sticking your tongue out at me? I found you in a Tokyo sewer, okay? This is how you're paying me? If only I knew how this goddamn reptile thought. If only I could get inside of it. If only there was like a way I could be a Godzilla. And it was, say, interactive, like a video game. On the system I just got. Like this. Yeah, that'd be.
So this is Godzilla, a title released originally in Japan in 2014 for the PlayStation 3, then on PS4 in the rest of the world in 2015. It's heavily based upon the Japanese film lore, and gameplay-wise it follows up a lot of ideas from Generation 6 titles, such as Godzilla Save the Earth. For this review, we're going to be using the PlayStation 4 version, mainly because I just got a PS4 for Christmas, but also because the PS3 version was only released in Japan, which is kind of weird. But not as weird as how hard this game is becoming to find. It received some of the limited release here in the United States, meaning finding copies in the wild is getting rather hard. Though, mercifully, it's really not that expensive. I got lucky and found my copy new for about $25. So you can score well here, but is it worth the effort to hunt a copy down? Well, okay. Off the bat, I should probably mention the critical reception before I drop my 2 cents. This is one of those cases where a game did well in its Japanese homeland, but not so well internationally. At least, outside of the whole Godzilla fanbase. One critic went as far as to give it a 3 out of 10, calling it a disappointment given the premise. Compare that to Fumitu's score of 30 out of 40, placing it in the average to above average category. So which is it? Only way you're going to find out is, frankly, to play the damn thing, so right then. The game starts in a pretty cool scene. You're playing as the classic 50s Godzilla in a black and white tutorial teaching the basics of the controls. It's all pretty standard fare until you come to movement, and to say it's awkward at first is most certainly an understatement. Moving backwards and forwards is fine, but turning is a bit of a problem since it's tied to the R1 and L1 buttons, much like Sonic R. Mercifully, unlike Sonic R, you get used to it rather quickly and it becomes apparent it's done in order for you to feel the weight and size of the characters. Plus, the attacks can, for the most part, be chained into each other for quick, effective combos, though the tutorial kind of glazes over this. After this rather neat intro is wrapped up, it's onto the main menu, and from here you have several modes to choose from, the main focus of which is the King of Destruction mode. Outside of this is a standard versus, online, and a diorama mode for you to pose or unlock Godzilla figures in, as well as a Godzilla bestiary for the various creatures of the franchise's history. It's all quite nice, and very much appreciated for a Godzilla fan, with all the trivia and knowledge thrown in purely for a bonus. But that's not why we're playing this. It's a video game, so we're going to play this for the main story, the previously mentioned King of Destruction mode. In this mode, Godzilla comes ashore to raid the land for G-Energy, the magical MacGuffin that was utilised by humanity after Godzilla first came ashore in the 50s. Turns out this stuff is like catnip for Zilla, and as a result he's come to get himself a good meal. The mode follows a grid system. You follow a certain path of your choosing, with differing difficulties represented by different Japanese prime ministers, in what I can only assume is a kind of a tongue-in-cheek jab at the mass instability of the last decade in Japanese government. Seriously, they've had more changes of power than a Kotaku... Oh, I can't say that. I can't make that joke. Let's just go around that. Each stage boils down to causing as much destruction as you can with Godzilla in order to grow in size. You attack and absorb the G generators and fight other monsters. Repetitive? Yes, but a lot of love has been put in here, as well as many nods to Heisei and classic eras of the Godzilla franchise, and there's references all over the place. That said, this game has one of the most unforgivable sins in its nature. Padding. Let me explain. One of the many objectives on each level is to gather data on Godzilla. This is done by approaching a marked zone and sitting pretty while the humans take video of the King of Monsters. There's 4 of these per level, and as I previously mentioned, the levels are on a branching path system. In order to get to the final stages, to get the good endings or the complete endings, you have to get a 50% completion rating on all stages with these photos and videos. This is a massive pain, as it's not communicated all throughout the playthrough, at least until not your first abrupt ending, but also because a run usually can take a solid hour. So if you miss one photo on your last stage, it's an hour grind to get back there. And given us at least 6 paths, that's 6 hours padded out because Bandai couldn't be bothered to make more game. And then to get the true final ending, you have to get a full 100% data collection, require another set of paths to be ground out with another hour plus the hour you've already spent to get there. What irks me is that some of these stages also are literally carbon copies of another, with data gathering locations in the same spots, but here we are 3 or 4 times regathering data for the sake of artificially increasing the game's length. To make the whole process worse, after you destroyed a city, the area kicked up a ton of dust. This wouldn't be an issue that dust didn't stick around and make it nearly impossible to see anything at times, making navigation even more difficult when combined with the somewhat cumbersome controls. There's also mutations in this mode, allowing you to play as friendly kaiju, defending Earth against Godzilla and invading monsters and— oh sweet! Mecha King Ghidorah? Hell yeah! Whoa. Why is he taking up nearly all of my screen? Why can't I see anything? Why can't I see anything? Oh god, this is a pain. Oh my god. But he has a dive kick, so yeah, he's top tier clearly. I mean, Cammy taught us this. It's true. Seriously though, the destruction mode is a massive pain and way too padded out for me to bother with it. The mutators are fun, but they won't hold your attention for too long. That said, I do enjoy the fact that we get to play as the Hollywood Godzilla from 2014 Legendary Productions film, and he is suitably to scale within the lore. And camera angles aside, Ghidorah was satisfying as all hell to wear other monsters with. I just wish that mode was better. When your arcade-style King of Monster mode, which has you in a series of fights against other kaiju 1,000 times better and more playable, you might want to go back to the drawing board with your story mode. Final verdict here, it's not bad, it's really not. Once you get used to the controls, it's just okay. But the padding will quickly ruin nearly all of the fun in the story mode, and getting in the way of playing as a novelty of a kaiju, which is impressive to say the least. That said, how hard is this becoming defined? I can't say don't buy this. I would say grab it before a scalper does. You give it a whirl if you want. Like I said, it's really not that bad.
So the game really didn't teach me much about how you think. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be a challenge. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna realise that you've got a horrible sense of humour and that this is fake. Dick.